the quiet part out loud, sat down with Lord Jamar, and he's speaking on the Vlad and Boosie controversy, saying that he believes Vlad ego got in the way and caused the trouble. Everybody is aware. Well, I don't know if everybody's aware, but Lord Jamar and DJ Vlad's relationship and the ups and downs of it have been well documented. I thought they had made a reconciliation. I'm not sure if that remains to be the case or what, but we finna tap in and see what he has to say about Vlad's ego in this controversy and part it played with the whole thing with Boosie.
You were one of the biggest draws to Vlad in the early days, and there's been like big issues happening with Vlad. Boosie, Aries, Jamar, but not you having issues, but like, what did you think about that whole Boosie wanting more money, Aries wanting more money, paying for interviews? Because I mean, I do think this is much like it's an overcorrection, right? Because in the old days, people used to do interviews for free. Them joints would get like 1 million views, and nobody was getting paid except the platform. And now artists or just regular commenters are like, nah, I need to get paid. What are your thoughts?
Well, as far as that whole Vlad, Bootsy, and Aries Spears and all of that, you know, that was just a chain of pocket watching, you know? And I think that the one that is,
if you're gonna call it like that, you got to start it with Boosie watching Takuchi pocket, because that's what really triggered it. Hearing that Takuchi got that 50 piece.
To be blamed is my man Vlad. Because I know Vlad, right? And there's a certain part of him that I think his ego wanted to let people know how much he paid Tekashi 6ix9ine. Since he never probably paid that much for an interview,
I think he was trying to wag his tail and throw it in Marlon Wayne's face.
Prior to that, he kind of wanted it to be known how much he paid. And that was his downfall right there. Because now once Boosie heard that, Boosie's like, wait a minute. I'm on here way more than Tekashi. Tekashi's a snitch. I'm a real nigga. I should get paid more. You see what I'm saying? So now he's pocket.
Exactly the thought process that caused Boosie to react the way he did. But if you say it's pocket watching, that's where the pocket watching began, Lord Jamar. You got to hold him accountable. Real niggas don't pocket watch.
Watching now, Boosie's pocket watching Tekashi, but he wouldn't have known to pocket watch him if Vlad wouldn't have said nothing. Okay? You could say that you paid people, but you ain't got to tell exactly how much you paid. You see what I'm saying? Once you start doing that, once people say, oh, this ain't no favored nation shit, like people's getting different pay scales and all of that type of shit, that's when the pocket watching starts coming. And there's different levels of pocket watching, even when people have bread. You know what I mean? So.
But if you're in an environment where you're paid per performance or for your performance, and it turns from not pocket watching, but making sure you're being properly compensated for your contributions, then you have to consider everything that's being considered when you try to request or demand a different amount based on what someone else is getting. Because there is an arena where it's not considered pocket watching, because we're being compensated for a certain amount of activity, and then there's compensation being provided based on what? What is the criteria? And if someone is getting more for what appears to be the same or less effort than I am putting in, I would be curious as to understand why they're getting paid more. Now, if it then turns out that analytics dictates them getting a higher pay, it's time to shh and keep getting what you get.
Boosie's watching Tekashi. Then once Boosie stepped off, and then hang on, he said he got 25,000. Now Aries Spears hears that. Wait a minute, Boosie been getting 25? And I only been getting 4, but I do more than. But then people in the comments tell me, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it gets all crazy. And I think this whole shit could have been avoided if Vlad just didn't tell the numbers.
Yeah. Did you ever think like, man, I should have got paid? Did you ever pocket watch? A lot of people pocket watch.
Of course, you know, back in
the only reason I talk about the arena when it's not pocket watching, because in the job market or even in the NFL, the NBA, people expect pay based on what the market value of certain qualities are, attributes, statistics, skill sets. And if he's getting this for 10 rebounds and 10 points, and I'm getting 13 rebounds and 13 points, he's getting more money than me, people do bring that to the negotiating table.
People's like, yo, you know what I mean? Yo, your shit get wild views. Like, yo, you should have got paid and this. Listen, at the time, you know what I mean? It was what it was. Like, you know what I mean? I did come at him in some of the earlier shits, like, yo, you keep calling me back. Like, yo, what's up with some bread? And he's like, oh, I don't pay for interviews and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that was the time when nobody was paying. And he was like, listen, you know, and I'm
he need to throw you like a concession, just a pack, some bread. Since the model was changed, he did share time with you on the screen where he got all the profit. He don't have to give you what would be fair had he been paying you any set price, but I think he should throw you a dime or something just to show you some love.
Keep it real. He was like, listen, you know, if you don't want to do them no more, I understand. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is where you have to like weigh your shit. He's like, well, do I say fuck this and just make it all about money? Or is there value to what I'm doing? Is what I'm doing revolutionary? You see what I'm saying? Because who the fuck do you know coming on the internet that's really dropped jewels, that really like give you some shit that you can use in your life in a positive way?
You drop some jewels, but you are not the only one, and you have compromised yourself as being one of them people that we look up to in that sense by doubling back against your word and being back with Vlad after the whole minister saga.
As opposed to, you know, teaching how to stand on milk crates or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, so I felt like what I was doing was valuable. And also, you know, visibility brings you to the bag. You know what I mean? Like out of sight.
Just keep it a Google. You was chasing clout, my man.
Out of mind type of shit.
It's funny because Adam 22 and Vlad did a sit down and they were talking about, Adam was saying that Dame Dash one time wanted $500. This was back in the day to do like to get an Uber or you know, eat or something. And Adam was like, I don't do that. To him at the time, it's like $500 is a steal now. You get Dame for $500.
He eventually gave it to him though.
You like going to Applebee's.
Like exactly.
Yeah, you like, because you're making at least $3,000 off them, or maybe more.
But see, not to cut you off, but see, as somebody who has fucked with the YouTube shit and understands kind of the metrics and all that type of shit, you know, it's not easy to make this money. And I've had people ask me for money and all that type of shit to come on my show and all this type of shit. And it's like, listen, you know, I don't know who the fuck you think I am, but you know,
the look.
You know, I mean, the most I've ever paid is, matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say.
Okay,
but it hasn't been that much.
Lord Vlad. Oh, yeah.
It hasn't been that much.
This platform didn't made a cold end off of content where they weren't paying nobody, getting all the revenue. Some of them still try to have the motto of not paying. I know Alex Alonso on Street TV is one in particular. He has an awesome catalog of great content of LA natives telling their story, their testimony, their history, about their sections, their situations. I don't know Kev Mac's motto. He has an archive similar, but the motto definitely has changed. I don't know how easier to continue to gather the same amount of content. I believe there still is a trade-off depending if you develop your platform to a certain level where certain people still be attracted to your platform for exposure. But I think it's a case-by-case, play-by-play scenario these days.
Get you some money, you're gonna feel different.
Straight up.
You might even, all that other advice I could have gave you, this is the short version. You know, get you a couple dollars, man. You're gonna feel different.
That hustle. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.